Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, as you can see, I'm in the 300, and today we're going to be installing long tube headers on the car. So we have some headers here from our friends over at Flash Arc Racing. If y'all don't remember, or if you're new here, we have a catch can on this car from the guys over at Flash Arc Racing. So we got a set of headers from them, and we're going to be installing them today in this video. We're going to see how they fit, we're going to see how they look, and most importantly, we're going to see how they sound. So if y'all didn't know, this car is completely stock other than a cold air intake from our friends over at Cold Air Inductions, the catch can, like I've already mentioned, and it has a colder temp thermostat in it, which really does nothing for performance. And only thing I've noticed it doing is it helps the car run a little cooler and set my check engine light for coolant performance. So that's well, that's kind of that. But one thing I will note, I did order O2 extensions. They're not here yet. I forgot about them, and I just ordered them. What time is it again? It is 12:55 in the morning. So I ordered those about 6 hours ago. That's my bad. They'll be here Wednesday. Today's Monday morning. So, they'll be here, like I said, they'll be here Wednesday, I think it said. So, the car may not run optimal, and it's going to be insanely loud. I do have an appointment to get a full exhaust done on this car. I have 2 X pipes in there. Yes, we're running 2 X pipes on this car. But I have 2 X pipes in the office for this car, and I already have an appointment at an exhaust shop for the end of the week. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started here, and let's get our new headers on. And in the morning, before we get started putting the new headers on, we're going to take a look at them. We're also going to compare the stock manifolds to our new long tubes, and I've pulled those out of the box, and they're pretty nice. So let me catch y'all in the morning. I'm going to go in and get some sleep. Try to get more than the hour of sleep I've been getting for the last month plus. And we're going to tear into this thing first thing in the morning, and we're going to go ahead and get our long tubes installed. Alright guys, so we got the car up in the air, as you can see, as my feet's just dangling here. We got the exhaust off of the car, so it's essentially just open manifolds. So let's give this thing a start, and well, let's see what she sounds like. Alright guys, so we have the stock manifolds off of the car. Now, they have to take off the air box, which I need to do some cleaning in here from when the power steering pump was leaking, the old one. But we took the air box off, got it out of the way. You can see it there. We got those out, which did break one bolt. It was actually already broke in the head, so we got to get that out. It was already broke. Like I said, it was already done. I don't know how long it's been that way. It's been that way since I've owned the car. But we pulled the dipstick tube out as well. So we got to get the O2 sensors out of these. We did run to Harbor Freight a while ago, and I bought some O2 sensor tools because I didn't have any that fit. So we'll get the O2 sensors out and get our headers on. We do have new gaskets that come with these, so we're going to throw those in there, but pretty tight. It's tight enough I couldn't film under the car successfully, but as you can see the floor from here. They are out. And like I said, I need to do some cleanup in here, rewrap some wires and do some engine cleaning. But either way, they are out. Now, one thing I will say that I did notice, I don't know if it makes any difference or not. Crap, it's in the shop. The passenger side manifold has a hole in it that the headers do not have. I don't know what that hole is for or anything. I don't know if it's going to make any difference at all, but I just wanted to note that. Also, we don't have any sort of mid pipe for these. I'm going to get a whole exhaust made for the car, but just so y'all are aware, there's no sort of anything in this kit from that flange back. So just so y'all know. Also, the O2 sensor leads on this car are very short. So you're gonna have to buy O2 extensions. I ordered some. They will be here tomorrow. But by then, well, my help will be gone for God knows how long again. So I'll have to get to this when I can because I have been absolutely slammed. Alright, y'all, so it's about a week later. I've been super busy, but as y'all can see, we have headers. Really see it through here. So while I've been working on getting the new business going, Pops, shout out to Pops, has been out here working on this thing. So, like I said, shout out to Pops. He really came through on this one. So you can see that one down in there. Now, I might have to raise the car a little bit because of the, I don't know, we'll see. The flange, but I have all my stuff in. I think I'm gonna have the exhaust shop do 3-inch on the car instead of 2.5, which the X pipes and everything I ordered are for 2.5, but I don't think it'll be that big of an issue. But 3 should give it a little bit deeper of a tone. So let's hop up in here. Let's give this thing a cold start, and let's see how it sounds. Open header. Also, this is out because I need to figure out why my radio randomly turns off. But let's hop up in here. Let's give this thing a start up. Alright, y'all. So, we got the car out. I got everything buttoned up. And it's loud and it's very low. So, pulled it out here, washed off the powder coat dust from the car sitting in there. But look, it's pretty low. So, that's that. But either way, let's take it for a little drive. It did scrape coming out of the garage, which, if you didn't know, that's not much of a, it's a little bit of a lip, but not much. So I may have to raise the car a little bit before it goes to the exhaust shop. But let's fire this thing up if I can find my key. I'm gonna take it just up the road and hit some bumps and see what it does. Because I would really like to get this thing to the exhaust shop and get an exhaust on it. So we'll see what she does, but it's loud and it's very droney. I mean, you think about it, the collector ends, okay, phone connected to CarPlay, but you think the collector ends at like the front of the dash. So that car is like the loudest car on this street, or was. So we're making out of the driveway here. Okay, I think we're good there. Now I'm gonna drive this thing down the road here, and we're gonna see if I think I can drive it to the exhaust shop without raising it. And my neighbor's shaking her head already, but I'm gonna see if I think I can drive it to the exhaust shop without raising it, and we'll go from there. So we've made it a whole like 100 feet, and it's so bad. But after you get past like this point, it's not terrible. So I'm gonna drive around the way here, and I guess I'll catch y'all back at the house. Alright, y'all. Well, first things first, I freaking nailed the parking situation here. But anyway, it is not the next day, but the day after. So yesterday I had a bunch of stuff going on. I guess one of my bank accounts got hacked, and 2 of my credit card accounts also got hacked, so that's cool. But we got that dealt with. That's cool. I got my business bank account opened up. I got a business tax account opened up. I hired a accountant, so that's cool. But either way, we have the car here, and it is early. It's like 6:30 in the morning, and well, this goes to the exhaust shop today. So we're just gonna drop the car off and leave it there. My grandpa's gonna follow me in the blue truck, and then from the exhaust shop, we're gonna go, and I'm pricing out a bunch of building material to build like a little miniature warehouse. It's not gonna be huge. It's gonna be like a 16 by 20, but I think it'll be nice. Be nice to have, and it'll open up a lot of room. Cause my plans is to line the walls with shelving, and then some shelves in the middle. So that'll be nice. But either way, with the car, with the headers here, I know a lot of people say that with stuff like this is, oh, they're paying you to make a video, they're blah blah blah. No. Nobody's paying me to make a video. They sent these out, full transparency. They sent these out and wanted a video, and that was all they said, was they wanted a video. So here's the video. Now, I will say, the finish on these, they were polished. The polish looked fantastic. Fit could have been a little better, to be completely honest, completely transparent. I wish they would have came with the header bolts. I wish they could have came with the O2 extension, and I say could have. You know, it's like an option type of thing. I also wish they offered a mid-pipe, so to speak. Because right now, I'm about to drive this car open header to the exhaust shop. Now, the exhaust shop guys are going to have to weld in some bungs. I also had to source my own O2 extensions, which I'll show y'all here in a second. And we're also driving this with no downstream O2 sensors because there's no mid-pipe. So, as you can see here, we have our O2 sensors, and we did mark these. So, I believe they're side specific, if if I remember correctly. So I went ahead and marked them anyway. And then we have our other O2 extensions here for that. And, well, don't worry about these, because we're doing something a little bit different on these. But like I said, fit could have been a little better. And again, I wish they come with some kind of bolts, because the factory bolts are too long for these. So I did have to buy new bolts. They were M8 1 1/4 by, I believe, 30 millimeters, I believe is what I bought. But double check your car. But that's, if I remember correctly, that's what I bought for this. So that is that. Also, when you're putting all the bolts in, the one on the back here, if you tighten it up, you won't get some of the other bolts in. So leave everything loose until you get all the bolts in. So that's another thing. But anyway, let's hop in here. Let's give this thing a cold start, and let's get to the exhaust shop. Now, I'm anticipating that the camera's not going to do this any sort of justice, whatever, or whatsoever. But let's give this whole thing a cold start so y'all can hear it. So, like I said, it's very loud. Give her a little. Yeah, that's gonna be brutal because, well, we're driving like almost an hour. So, like I said, this is probably gonna be brutal. Now, the check engine light, that's not related. Well, it might be related, but that's been on because of my low temp thermostat. So I'm gonna let this warm up a second, get a little temperature in it, and we're going to head to the exhaust shop. All right, y'all. So got the car off to the exhaust shop, and I just left it there. The 6.0, we had speaking of exhaust, had a bit of an issue with the 6.0. That'll probably be either the next video or the video before this, I don't know which. But I've been on the go like all day in the blue truck. If y'all haven't subscribed to the DS Customs YouTube channel, go check it out. I'll put a picture here up on the screen. I really would appreciate it. But I just went today, priced out all the materials for building I guess you would call it a warehouse, so to speak. It's more or less just going to be like part storage. It'll be kind of a larger building for that. It's going to be a 16 by 20, but that'll alleviate a lot of issues here and everything. So here in a bit, we got to go. I'm actually going to go order all that stuff. So I had to go do some stuff at the bank. I got to go pick up some materials that way, and then we got to go back that way and, like I said, get all the materials ordered. So I need to redo this headlight too. Thank you to the guy in the black 4th gen that decided to do donuts around my truck. You know who you are, and so do I. But anyway, like I said, we did get the car off to the exhaust shop. It should be done today, but the issue is I have a bunch of running to do, and they close at 5, so I don't know if I'm gonna make it before the end of today to pick the car up. I might have to make a trip early in the morning, be there when they open, and pick it up. So we'll see about that. But anyway, those are moving. Pops found a curb. But anyway, that is your 300 update. Headers are on, and if y'all want to check out a set of those headers, I will leave a link down below with a discount code if y'all want to get yourselves a set. But thank you to the guys over at Flash Arc Racing for sending those over. I do appreciate it. But anyway, guys, that's going to be a wrap for this one. So if y'all enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope everybody has a great day.